you mentioned Steph as the co-MVP, and I want to kind of go there. And Steph, and I've been very vocal about this. Like, Steph is my favorite player of this generation. He was a guy that, I obviously admired. I love competing against. I love the joy that he plays with and all that stuff. Game 4, early, and then Game 6 at the end, when he was crying. The emotions that he showed, the intensity in Game 4 early in the game, the crying at the end, I have to think, and you're his teammate, I have to think that this championship meant a little more to him. Whether that had anything to do with Kevin Durant in 17 and 18, or whether it was him not winning the MVP in 2015, I'm not sure what it was. It just seemed like at this moment in his career, this one meant a little bit more.
I think it definitely did. Number one, the emotion from him in Game 4, I selfishly think, and no one's going to stop me from thinking this, I selfishly think it was in protection of me. I struggled so bad in Game 3. I was a fucking disaster. And the reality is, I was a little rattled. And I'm never rattled on an opposing. I was a little, because it was just unexpected. Like, you expect the boos. You expect, people screaming at you and yelling. But I never expected 21,000 people to be yelling, "Fuck you, Draymond." Like, and then you're running down the court, and on the sideline it's "Fuck you, bitch," and I'm like, whoa, like, these guys are short of saying everything except the N-word almost. It's like, and so I was a little thrown off by it. On top of I was struggling playing, and so what you dive into is your struggling playing. Is your game, but I couldn't really dive into that. I was struggling. And so I'm like, wow. And I think he visibly saw that. And so I think the emotion coming out Game 4, I told him at the end of Game 4, for all the people that say Steph and Clay carried you to a championship, great, thanks. I got 4 of them. But at the end of Game 4, on the court, I said thank you, because they were going to fucking destroy me. Like, I appreciate it. And he's like, nah, you know what's up. Like, this is what it is. And so now fast forward into Game 6 and the overall feeling for him. Listen, we know the day and age we live in. We know how important the media is. We always speak on new media and all this stuff. But the media is important. Like, I always say, it baffles me that media doesn't look at this thing as a partnership. Because the reality is, our thing don't work without them. It does not grow to be doing $8 to $10 billion of revenue or whatever it's doing without the media. On the flip side, they had nothing to talk about during COVID when no one was playing. So none of this works without the other, and it baffles me that it's not viewed as more of a partnership. And I felt that for Steph, he's been ridiculed. And you're talking to a guy who does nothing wrong. Like, if you say, yo, show me the model citizen, I can show you Steph Curry and show you the model citizen. Like, that just doesn't do much wrong at all. And he's been ridiculed, talking about his legacy. He has no finals MVPs, blah, blah, blah. As much as you don't show you feel that, you feel it. And I know he felt it. And so to go on, here's another thing before I go on. I think the ultimate sign of respect that you can show someone is to invite them into your home. Like, that's the ultimate respect you can give me, is to open the door to your home for me. And Steph, I felt like, opened the door to his home for Kevin. And Kevin came in, and goddammit, this is home for you too. We all brothers. None of this stuff works without Kevin. We all know that. But for me to open this door for you, and you come home and then it's successful, I feel like that should just go on and on and on and on. And then you kind of just abruptly exit. And then you look, then you have to remember the details. Steph, flying from Japan, redirects his plane to not go to San Francisco, to come to New York, only to find out on Instagram an hour before he landed that Kevin was coming to the Brooklyn Nets. I think it's all of those emotions wrapped up into one. And what you get is a Steph Curry talking more shit than me, and it's great, and I absolutely love it.
So there